Hi, I'm Randy Van Wagner, president of Mohawk Valley Community College, and I'm here with Christine VanNamee, who joined the college as a business and accounting faculty member full-time in 2015. And in the summer of 2019, she became the dean for the School of Business and Hospitality. So Christine, thanks so much for helping MVCC celebrate 75 years.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you, Randy.
Great. So how did you first come to know the college?
Well, I came to know MVCC first as a community member. I grew up in rural upstate New York. To me, the city was Utica. So I recall MVCC as an important community staple. And I remember attending a few events here when I was a child, piano recitals, dance recitals, different things that were held a few years back. And my husband and brother are both alumni, and they lead lives of public service. So the MVCC footprint resonates very closely for me. I really got to know more about MVCC when I was hired as an adjunct instructor. The very first course I taught was money and banking. And I remember interacting with a few of the ed tech people, namely Jim Lynch, and seeing that opening for a full-timer's position. I remember asking Jim specifically, hey, what do you think? You think I should apply? And he's like, absolutely, you should apply. So it's interesting where life leads you along the way. But I have more than 10 years of experience in the finance industry and in accounting. So my passion for teaching is what really led me to seek the opportunities where I could share my knowledge and all of the things that I've learned along the way in industry and banking, insurance, and accounting with others. And then finally, I did ultimately get hired for that full-time job in 2015. And it was kind of a shoot for the moon type of thing, because I had another really great opportunity. I turned it down 1 month before I started here because that's how much I wanted to be a part of the MVCC family. So that was really exciting. So I was hired to teach accounting and business courses. My goal in the classroom was always, to share my story, to share motivation with students and, teach them, instill in them learning and a desire to ask questions, and more importantly, to be aware of how what they're learning would be applied in a real life situation. My desire to inspire students really became twofold. I cared not only about how and what students were learning, but how our academic programs were working to get students to their ultimate destination. Enter guided pathways, right? Kind of sounds perfect. So in 2019, like you said, when I became dean of the School of Business and Hospitality, I really have made it my mission and my passion to more clearly define transfer and career pathways for students as they are in pursuit of their professional dreams.
Yeah, great. So if I could just ask a little bit along those lines, the work you did with students as a faculty member, then I think it was right around as you transitioned into being dean, you did some work with some colleagues around kind of surfacing the idea of an equity syllabus. Could you say what an equity syllabus is, or an equity-minded syllabus?
Yeah, so the equity syllabus is really, was born of a time when I was given an opportunity to head out to San Diego with the team, the Strategic Horizons Network. And I remember building some great relationships with faculty out there at San Diego Mesa College. And the whole point of the workshops that I was attending was to really instill growth mindset in students and have them receive the encouragement they need to be successful. Because every student, you don't know their backstory, you don't know what might be holding them back. And as a community college instructor, I certainly I was after that. What is that way that you can reach your students and help push them forward to the next level? And the way you introduce yourself to students through your syllabus is really that first step in passing a message along, saying, I'm a partner, I'm here to help you along the way, and setting that positive vibe for the classroom.
Yeah, great. So being here a quick 6 years probably has gone fairly fast for you, but a couple of years on the faculty, now a couple of years in the seat as dean. Are there any memories that stick out for you, either that represent what MVCC means to you, or that just kind of will stay with you for one reason or another?
For sure. So the best memories I have all involve the many wonderful people I work with at MVCC and also students that I interact with regularly. So one particular memory that stands out is of a student who was in my financial accounting class pretty early on in my career as an instructor. And he really defied the odds and he graduated. And when you look at that on the surface, it doesn't seem like a real big story, but it really was. It was big to him. I remember him as a shy, reserved student in my class. He participated very little. And in every class, I tell him, come on, you know the answer. You can do this. What do you think? I called in him for answers. I put him on the spot a little bit, within his comfort level when I knew he was okay with that. And I would encourage him, even if his answers could use improvement. Everything was about growth mindset. So little by little, he came out of his shell. He participated, he excelled, and he ultimately rocked financial accounting, which was great. I remember when the end of the semester came, he brought me chocolates and wished me a Merry Christmas. And he thanked me for helping him along the way. That day, he told me he changed his major to accounting. So I was thrilled because accounting isn't a gift that everybody has, an ability to see numbers for what they are in a way that will help make business decisions. And he had that ability. He just needed a boost. And so 2 years later, me and my first year as dean of business and hospitality, I certified his graduation. And he called me a short time later and thanked me for encouraging him that first semester. And he told me his story because we only interacted in the classroom prior to that. So this was the first time, he really kind of shared a lot of personal details about himself. And I'm not going to share the details, but what he had overcome was so much in his life. This past summer, he called me again and he had done it. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in accounting and he was on his way to his master's degree and to a career in accounting, which is great. He thanked me again for really instilling in him that love for accounting, for the profession. It made me realize the power we have to affect our students. And no matter how small the interaction or how trivial it might be, it matters. Now I find myself learning from him. His accomplishments really started with his decision to try. And that's what I try to do now, is just to be better every day, a little bit more than I was the last day, and just really be grateful that I was a part of his story.
It is. I mean, it's a great story. I've run into leaders in the community who went to MVCC, and they can literally still remember the moment in the classroom at MVCC where a faculty member said something to them after class, or caught them in the hallway, or even in the middle of class discussion, that either lit the fire, turned on the light bulb, or made them believe in themselves for the first time. And they remember it like it was yesterday, and it's 25, 30, 40 years ago, and they remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, wow. I feel like as an instructor, as a former faculty member, and now dean, I really find myself living for those moments for sure.
Yeah. So with 6 years at the college, dean during very complex times with guided pathways, significant changes with guided pathways, the stress and complexity of COVID. What gets you through the door every day?
Well, it might sound cliche, but it really is the healthy and positive culture that we have at MVCC. We all share a desire to make a difference in the lives of our students every day, whether we're teaching them, whether we're helping them with, onboarding or career services. Work can be challenging at times, but it's really always rewarding in the end, when you get that student who has taken that next step because of the help you've given them. And not a day goes by that I don't share a laugh with a colleague at work. So I have some great people that I work with all around me at various levels. I have, phenomenal SSAs, Grace Costello and Patty Antonevich. I'd love to give them a shout out. I love our interactions together, and we've really formed a team that has been so beneficial. My CSA, Lisa Tripoli, has really, I laugh, and she she gets all shy when I tell everybody she's like my right arm. She really is. You know, she helps keep me in order. And it's true that we laugh every day, and laughter is a strong medicine and so good for our health. And another reason I stay is the really strong support system we cultivate at MVCC. So for students and for employees, both. And I'm surrounded by a bunch of cheerleaders who want to help me succeed. I've received so many words of encouragement and support in my role as dean. And when I was taking the step in my professional career, I feel supported in a way that really allows me to be the best version of myself professionally. And it's a great feeling to have others believe in you.
Very good. Well, Christine VanNamee, thank you so much for helping MVCC celebrate 75 years.
Thank you.